This is Reti opening fifth variation under equal advantage category. White moves knight f3 or black moves c5. White moves g3. Black moves and c6. Or white moves bishop g2. This is Financial as I have explained in earlier videos. For that, black moves g6. White protects the king under castling, that is, white does castling under king side castling. For that, black moves bishop g7. White moves d3. So for this, if black moves e6, then that is variation 3 and variation 4. But in variation 5, black moves e5. So to prevent this pawn from moving ahead, white moves e4 to block e5 pawn. So now black should prepare for castling. That's why it moves and g e7. For that, white moves and b2. Now black does castling. For that, white moves a3. For that, black moves h6. So in this position, you can see that both white and black have equal advantage. Thank you. This is Reti opening under equal advantage category, variation number 10. And f3. In the Reti opening under equal advantage category, variation number 6 to 9. The move was n f6 from black. But now in the 10th variation, move changes. Black moves d5 for the for the nf3 of white. For this, white moves b3 so that he can end up in queen side Nachito. For that, black moves c5 so that it can give protection for this pawn, that is d5 pawn, when it is pushed to d4. For the black moves bishop b2, so ensuring this square, that is d4 square, is guarded and also indirectly attacking the rook. For that, black moves e6. White moves e3 so that it can take out this bishop. So now if black takes out this bishop, then white bishop can capture g7, and no matter what, wherever the knight moves, the move will be followed by bishop into rook. This is the plan of white. So to prevent that, black moves n f6 so that if bishop captures this knight, black can capture bishop by queen, not by pawn. So now white moves bishop b5 check. For black moves bishop d7. So now simply taking back this bishop is simply wasting the time. So white chooses for exchange. Exchange the meaning capturing the same points and losing the same points. For example, in this case, bishop is of 3 points. So white, when it captures black bishop, white gets 3 points, and when black captures white bishop, then black gets 3 points. So losing 3 points and gaining 3 points is called as exchange. So now bishop captures bishop. For that, black moves nb into d7, knight into bishop. It is followed by castling on the king's side by white. Black moves bishop e7 so that it can do castling. For that, white moves c4 so that it can deviate this pawn away from the center, so that slowly it can dominate the center. For that, black moves d into c4. White moves d into c4. Black goes for castling under king's side, followed by knight c3 by white. So this knight ensures guard in this square, that is e4 as well as d5. So slowly it can move ahead and dominate the center. For the black moves queen c7. So in this position, both white and black has equal advantage. This is Reti opening under equal advantage category, variation number 10. Thank you. In this video, we will learn Reti opening 16th variation under equal advantage category. Knight f3, black moves d5, white opens pawn to g3, planning for fianchetto. Black moves knight to f6, supporting the pawn. White goes for king set fianchetto, bg2. Black moves pawn to c6, supporting this pawn. White goes for castling under king's side. If black moves this move, that is bishop to f5, it is 15th variation Reti opening under equal advantage category. But in this variation, in the 16th variation, black moves bishop to g4. This is 16th variation Reti opening under equal advantage category. Now black moves pawn to, now it is white move. White moves pawn to b3, planning for bishop to move to b2 so that it can go for queen side fianchetto, threatening the knight. For black moves knight to d7, supporting the knight. White moves bishop to b2, threatening the knight. Black moves e6 for a beautiful pawn structure. White moves d3, opening the path so that this knight in p1 can move to d2 so that it can support the knight. So after d3, black moves bishop to c5 with an eye on the king. If anything happens, this pawn is moved somewhere, then it is going to attack the king. White moves knight to d2, supporting the knight. Black goes for castling. White moves the pawn to e4 so that black goes for this move and it loses the center. With this move, black will lose the center. So white has moved the pawn to e4. White accepts the exchange. Sorry, black accepts the exchange. Black captures the pawn with the pawn. White captures the pawn with the pawn. Now black moves pawn to e5 because if black makes any other move, then white will make this move. This will threaten the knight. By mistake, if the knight captures the pawn, then bishop will capture the knight and it will again threaten the knight. So, to prevent all this massacre, black moves pawn to e5. White moves pawn to h3, threatening the knight. Bishop takes knight. From here, both white and black should continue to play the game. For this, the move can be knight captures bishop. This will open the queen. Queen will come to open file. If not, other move is bishop captures bishop. So from here, both white and black should continue to play the game. This is 16th variation Reti opening under equal advantage category.